This is your boy, the Sports Dr. Spock, and Stephen A. Smith had a lot of things to say about the Jay-Z allegations. And I think the story is fucked up, and here's why. Basically, this is what Stephen A. said. Here we go. Let's check him out.
For the music and entertainment, where a new lawsuit this week alleges Jay-Z and Sean Diddy Combs raped a 13-year-old girl more than 20 years ago after an award show after the party. The suit was filed in New York Southern District. That's the same jurisdiction currently holding Sean Combs in a federal jail on sex trafficking and racketeering charges until his trial this upcoming spring. As for Jay-Z, whose real name is Sean Carter, he's denied the allegations, calling them idiotic, to say the least. He went on to say the plaintiff's attorney, named Tony Busby, tried to blackmail him in a demand letter sent before the suit was actually filed. Busby appeared on this show in October, if y'all would recall, and told us about a number of alleged victims that approached his office. Take a listen to Mr. Busby back then. Are these alleged co-conspirators? Are they public figures? Are they well-known people in Hollywood, in the music industry? Are they people who worked for P. Diddy Combs? Could you be specific in that regard?
I would say yes to all the above.
Liberty Mutual customized my car insurance, so I saved hundreds. But the money I saved, I thought I'd get a wax figure myself.
Yeah. People
yes to all of the above.
All the above. People that names that you would know. Some people's names you wouldn't know, but are people that are in management or executive positions. People that were benefiting from this culture that was created. People that were there knowing that this was going to happen. People that actually participated.
Now here's a portion of Jay-Z's statement issued in the aftermath of news of the suit breaking on Sunday. Quote, "These allegations are so heinous in nature that I implore you to file a criminal complaint, not a civil one. Whomever would commit such a crime against a minor should be locked away. Would you not agree? These alleged victims would deserve real justice if that were the case." End quote. In addition to the statement, Jay-Z didn't stop there. On Monday, yesterday, his legal team asked the judge to deny a request for the plaintiff to remain anonymous. Jay-Z's lawyer argued that the accuser's decision to file a lawsuit.
Jay went on the offensive. Well, first of all, with his statements. He wasn't like a lot of guys that hide. He came out, he filed suit against the lawyer, and he came out writing letters and giving out statements for the public, and strong statements regarding these allegations, because this story is really fucked up. And it's tough to believe. And I'm not even one that isn't like, don't believe all women. But I'm the one who believes the woman when they're telling the truth. And this story is just too weird and fucked up. Okay, this girl is 13 years old at a Diddy party. Where the hell were her parents? It was alleged, I heard on the Breakfast Club, that her daddy actually allegedly picked her up from the party. Why didn't he raise hell when he picked the little girl up from a party that he didn't know she was at? Okay, she called him to pick him up, allegedly, at 13. The girl now is 37 years old, allegedly. If she was 13 back, she's 36 or 37, she was 13 back in the year 2000. 14, her parents didn't want to do nothing. 15, her parents didn't. 16, 17, her parents didn't want to do it. 18, she didn't want to do nothing. 19, 21, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 31, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now she wants to do something. It's just fucked up. The whole story is just, and it's kind of messed up because there's women that's really going through some real shit. And this story just doesn't look. It's tough to believe. Honestly, go ahead, Stephen A.
Lawsuit against his client under the name Jane Doe was, quote, inconsistent with a genuine effort to determine the truth or falsity of these allegations, as opposed to an effort to procure a quick settlement. His attorneys wanted dismissal of the suit or disclosure of the plaintiff's identity. Basically, that's it. Ladies and gentlemen, let me say this. A couple of things. I don't know Sean Diddy Combs. I've met him on a few occasions. I've spoken to him on a few occasions. I don't know whatever truth or falsehood is associated with his name. I haven't cast any guilt or innocence upon Sean Diddy. I simply reported it. It had Ryan Smith, legal analyst, on 1 minute, Eli Honig, CNN analyst, on another, Ellie Honig, a CNN analyst, on at another occasion, dissecting and analyzing the case against Sean Diddy. The reason why I broached that was because his homes were raided in both Los Angeles and Miami by Homeland Security. News had been percolating, and it was clearly evident that an indictment would be forthcoming. And that...
Yeah, see, it was a lot more weird shit going on with Puffy that came out during all these other reports, which makes the victims there easier. It makes it a little bit easier to believe, and plus you saw him beat the girl up in the hotel or whatever. Sex trafficking. I mean, once the feds come after you, you know, and they try to send Diddy ass to jail, this girl is just trying to get some money. Parents didn't want to send nobody to jail when she was 13, and at this party they didn't want to sue the place where the party was at, the venue that the little girl was at, that got the little girl fucked up or whatever, even though they could probably be like, it's your fault too because you're the parents. Why didn't you know where the little girl was at the time of this alleged incident? But now this is a grown woman. And it seems like she's just looking for a bear. I have to be honest. Go ahead.
Clearly they were going to go after Sean Diddy Combs. That is the United States government. Mr. Busby is not that. He is a lawyer. I am not going to sit here and dismiss or excoriate Mr. Busby or his client, who's anonymous at this particular moment in time, and the allegations that she has leveled against Jay-Z. Here's what I will say. I'm broaching this story right now because we're talking about a friend of mine who is Jay-Z. Somebody that I've known now for 25 years. Has to be a friend of yours for you
to realize it's a fucked up story.
And I'm going to state for the record, not calling anybody any names, not challenging Mr. Busby or the accuser, whomever. I'm telling you, I've known this man for 25 years. And I'm saying for me, Stephen A. Smith, there is no way in hell I believe this about him. The Jay-Z that I know is the Jay-Z that I've seen around teenagers, and he doesn't even want us playing the kind of music we kind of listen to in hip hop. He made us turn it off. That dude who was in concert in 2004 performing alongside R. Kelly, who he grew to dislike a lot, particularly because of the allegations that were leveled against him. Who found things like that despicable and abhorrent?
They had a couple songs together.
There are trucks, then there's the truck.
There's
the GMC Sierra.
Hey, I'm Stephen Kars, co-founder of King of Pop. Zero makes it super easy to stay on top of your cash flow.
Anybody that's been around Jay-Z and knows him has seen him come to the defense of the most helpless amongst us, which are the children. I can't believe for 1 second that he would ever be associated with an allegation like this.
The story is
and I felt it was important to bring that up because you got people out there. Stephen A., you had something to say about Diddy. Why aren't you going to have something to say about Jay-Z? Well, I don't know Diddy. I've met him a few times, talked to him a few times, absolutely.
Story ain't as fun.
But I've known Jay-Z for 25 years. I don't believe it. Now that's as far as I can go, because again, if you can't provide eyewitness evidence to refute the allegations that have been levied against anyone, it's irresponsible to go over the airwaves and go any further than that. It is not irresponsible to point out who a friend of mine is.
Then again, the company you keep, now there's plenty of pictures of him with Diddy over here that Stephen A. keeps flashing. You know, people had to know some of the shit that allegedly was going on with Diddy. And him and Jay was supposed to be cool. Harlem, Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying? Couple New York cats. New York. I can't even do a New York accent. Let's get back to the story. Shit.
Somebody that I've come to know and love and don't believe for 1 second would be capable of such a thing. That's not irresponsible. That's love right there. Because of what you know about a person, based on your personal interactions with them, along with the people that have been around them. I don't believe it. And I tell you what also made me comfortable enough to come on the camera and say this to all of y'all. That quote that Jay-Z gave. Put it up there again, because I want the audience to see it again. I want to read the quote to you, okay? These allegations are so heinous in nature that I implore you to file a criminal complaint, not a civil one.
Came out fighting.
What he's saying is, let's go. Let's go to court. Who is she? I got children at home. Beyonce's my wife. You think I'm gonna let you talk about me like that when I got to explain to my children, your dad is not a rapist? You think that's a conversation that I want? You think I'm gonna let that slide? That's what Jay-Z is saying. I have not spoken to him since these allegations have come down. Again, I was in Dubai, in Abu Dhabi. Not that the phones don't work there. I just haven't spoken to him about it.
What was you doing in Dubai, Stephen A? That's where chicks go and get real nasty. You know, did you fly one of your freaks out to Dubai? Let's not do that. This is a serious story. Cause, and that quote was strong. Like, shouldn't you be filing criminal charges instead of trying to get some money if you were raped?
But I'm telling you, what my personal belief is. Rape?
Our word.
First of all, I wouldn't believe that. Secondly, a 13-year-old? No. And I understand that everybody in this day and age got to be careful about where you go and what. I got that.
I would believe it if something would have happened 24 years ago, 20 years ago. Maybe she was still a minor. Or maybe her coming out maybe when she was a young adult. This lady is now giving 40 a hell of a shove at 37 years old. And now she comes out about something that happened to her allegedly when she was a child. And she didn't want to say anything for all these years. And now all of a sudden she wants to say nothing, not to the police. She wants to go to a lawyer. And she wants to, first of all, see if she could have got some money in the settlement. When he ain't go for that, she went to court to actually sue him. And now he's not only fighting the allegation, he's suing her lawyer. Go ahead.
That I understand it. We weren't eyewitnesses. We can't castigate the accuser. We can look at the lawyer as an ambulance chaser because he's pursuing a civil suit which involves money as opposed to a conviction that'll send you to jail.
Thank you.
I get that. But I'll be damned if you could be friends with somebody for over 20 years with a platform like I have and various others have, and not at least acknowledge the person that you know and the person that you've been around and the person that you've spoken to, that you've come to love, you don't believe is capable of something like that. I don't think that's a crime. It's not a crime to say that.
It's not.
Now again,
but you need to come to defense. You didn't need to even say that this is somebody that you, well, maybe you did because you got a corporate job or whatever. You still, but this is your show. I'd like y'all to follow him on YouTube. And also, for those of y'all the first time, follow me too. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Keep this video in the algorithm and let the Mick and Mike Love podcast grow because we have plenty of great content for you guys. We have over 200 videos in just our 4 months. You can check us out. And we have, I believe, 14 great podcasts you can watch on this channel. There's plenty of content here for you guys to enjoy. So check us out. And there'll be plenty more.
We'll find out more. And the story probably won't go away. But the number one reason I felt comfortable enough to come out and say what I said is because of that quote. Put it up there one last time. These allegations are so heinous in nature that I implore you to file a criminal complaint, not a civil one. Whomever would commit such a crime against a minor should be locked away. Would you not agree? These alleged victims would deserve real justice if that was the case. And then after that, the brother is pursuing her identity. Let's go. It happened more than 20 years ago, allegedly. You weren't an adult then. You're clearly an adult now. If it happened over 20 years ago, that would leave you in your 30s. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I'm saying to you,
supposed to happen in 2000.
Again, the allegation is about what happened to a child. But that child, once upon a time, allegedly has now come forward as an adult. I'm gonna go right or left with.
The problem with that is she's also been an adult a long time now. She's been grown damn near 20 years. Why now? Don't that timeline seem fishy? Why now? She said she was 13. Why is everybody coming out now? I don't understand why it has to take so long, and why wasn't the parents involved at all in this? As y'all can see how unprofessional I am. Y'all see the damn computer dying. Whatever, finish up, Stephen A.
Whatever way you want to take it. By getting a little bit political here. When you think about the election that has transpired, and some of the things that have transpired in our society, when we talked about woke culture, it wasn't just about transgender or other issues involving whether it's the LGBTQ community or whomever. It was also about America being a society that once upon a time presumed you innocent until proven guilty, and how that has now changed. Careers and livelihoods have been compromised over sheer accusations. And so you're gonna have people who are salacious enough to point the finger at Jay-Z, and then you're gonna have others that will go in the opposite direction.
Mm-hmm. Goddamn
There's
Buick.
A multitude of different things that we do at Buick to help.
Get the fuck out of here.
But be clear, this ain't P. Diddy. Homeland Security didn't raid Jay-Z's home. He wasn't charged with multiple felony accounts that can land him in jail for the rest of his natural life. He has been accused by a plaintiff who's hired a lawyer in pursuit of civil retribution 20 years after the fact.
Could it be that it's too late to file criminal charges? Now that I'm thinking about it, but you can still file civil charges. Maybe that would be the reason she would come out now. But if this happened, I don't see why nothing was done while this girl was 13 years old. She was a child. She had to wait to... What kind of parents did she have, allegedly? to just let this shit just go.
That's not P. Diddy. This is different. And all I'm going to say is, I don't know what happened. I wasn't there. None of you were there or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But if
we don't
people
know for
can
sure.
look at this and say, hey, I think he's guilty, then we also have the freedom for some of us to look at it and say, you got to prove that to me because I can't imagine he would be guilty of such a thing. And that's where I'm coming from.
We got you, Stephen A. You know, it's a lot of things I don't really agree with him on, but I'm feeling him on this. I'm not really feeling him on speaking out for somebody because it's his friend as much, though. When the truth seems to be right in front of us. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Maybe I'm completely wrong. It has happened before. But anyway, let me know what you think in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And we have plenty more content here at the Mick and Mike Love Podcast. And we'll see you guys a little bit later. Peace out.